You are right. Okay, now we'll do the audio test because I have gone through an entire and yeah. Say something.
One, two, one, two, one, two.
Yeah, just bring the microphone a little bit closer because for some reason your voice is bass.
Yeah.
So it's like if you have some good singers to say, it's gonna be missed.
Is that a little better?
Yeah, because I can see the thing go up even more.
I'll just enunciate.
No worries. Hi, good evening. So can you? Yeah, it's under live right
Nope, nope, I'm watching.
now. Hi, good evening, and welcome to another reinvention episode. Today I am being joined by Awesome RayRay. Is this your first open mic here at Percent
It
Studios?
is. I rehearse here every now and then, but
Okay.
I've never done the open mic. I've rehearsed in the black box before.
Okay.
It's amazing.
And you are here with, by yourself, or you come here with a
Yeah,
band?
I'm here with just me.
And you rehearse by yourself?
Yeah, well, I have band members when I tour and do bigger shows and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, we've come together and practiced here before.
Gotcha.
But I've never done the open mic here before.
So you
It's
ready?
weird, man. Open mics make me really nervous.
Ah, tell me
But, like,
about it.
I can go out and play like a show with like 1,000 people and be fine. But,
Really?
yeah, but open mics just make me super nervous.
Wait, what's the difference?
I don't know. I don't know. I think because like
Because they're both live shows, aren't they?
they are. I don't know. I feel weird. I feel like vulnerable. You know, really. I did an open mic in LA one time,
Yeah.
and I was so nervous. Like I was a nervous wreck.
But you do live shows.
I did.
I I feel like they're both the same in my. I know
They
there's
are. They are. They totally are. I don't know. Also, because I think that this was spur of the moment for me.
Okay.
This was not planned. I didn't know until like an hour before I got here. And I was
Gotcha,
coming.
gotcha.
And then I looked at the sign up sheet and I was like, you know what? Let's go.
Just do it. Yeah, you know it's funny. I'm like encouraging you. Yeah, you gotta go up. But it's like we all need a, because our own cheerleader's a little bit down, you know. So
Yeah.
sometimes we all could. The TK is usually there telling me, hey, because on the phone yesterday, I practice almost every day my little spiel that I have to do on stage. It does feel good once I do it, but the anxiety building up to it,
Yep.
Lord.
Every time.
Oh, no. I think it's supposed to be a very healthy feeling.
It is.
But yeah, I definitely chicken out and then I get disappointed. But today, second half, so even before the actual ends, I'm gonna find me up there.
I have a song called No Regrets and like just go for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you sing, you rap, you acapella.
Yep, I sing and rap. I do blues, rock, pop, hip hop.
Nice.
All
All of
kind
it,
of shit.
all of it. Gotcha, gotcha.
Multi-genre.
Okay. And so you're awesome, Ray. Go for it, Ray Ray. Why are you awesome? When did you convince yourself like you know what? I'm a storyteller and it's gonna be awesome. When did you? Because that I feel like that takes some form of realization, some form of inner confidence,
Yeah.
some form of affirmation to yourself. Like this is it. So
Well, so I've always been involved with music ever since I was like a little kid. I started playing drums, which is my primary instrument, at like 3, 4 years old,
okay,
and got really good practice playing in every kind of band you could think of. And then I started rapping, messing around with rapping, producing a little bit. And I remember doing some performances, and people just said, like, dude, you're awesome, man. I'm like, cool, thanks.
yeah,
I'm like, oh, awesome, Ray.
yeah,
Everybody calls me Ray Ray, so
yeah, yeah.
awesome Ray Ray.
Was it the energy that you brought?
Yeah,
Upbeat.
absolutely. And over time, like playing shows, people would come up to me and say, man, like, you were awesome, you're great. And I can kind of captivate an audience in a way. And it's like a roller coaster ride. Like if you ever see one of my shows, and I'm hoping to actually play a show here in August, that I do take you for a little bit of a ride. You know, I have some somber songs that are a little sad, and then I
Yeah,
have some songs that are just super hype.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it goes on a roller coaster, and all of it together is awesome. And it keeps people entertained,
yeah.
and it empowers people, and I try to make people feel good. So all that together and just having a good time on stage is awesome.
Is yeah, yeah. That takes a lot, you know, that you know that you deliver an awesome or an ecstatic, right? An ecstatic vibe to a group of people. Yeah, that is your storytelling. What kind? So you say you do somber, you do up and down, but what is your lyrics mainly about? Is it your own life experiences? It's about something that you heard.
That's a good question. It
Do you write
depends.
your own lyrics?
I do. It depends on the song. Every song has different subject matter. So, like the song that I'm going to be performing tonight, if I can get a chance to get up there,
Yeah.
it's a story, just a fictitious story that I wrote, based off of an idea for like a movie or a series that I had about
Okay.
an outlaw. It's a song called "On the Run." It's a fake story. It has nothing to do with anybody. It's just a
Yeah.
character, and it's about
So
like
it's also like a fantasy space for you.
yeah, a little bit. That particular song is.
Yeah.
It's weird because sometimes with songs,
Yeah.
I'll kind of see the music video in my head
Yeah.
before I write the song. And I wrote the song based off of what I imagined in my head. And then
Gotcha.
I went and recorded it, and then I filmed the music video, and it went exactly how I imagined it. So,
That's what's
but
up.
it depends. Like some songs are very personal. I have a song called "Therapy." It's a tough one to get through, and I wrote it through some really rough experiences during COVID, battling depression, brokenheartedness, and then losing my dad unexpectedly,
Yeah.
and the world shutting down right as I had just started my solo career. The
Yeah.
world just stopped,
Yeah.
and having some depressive episodes and some trigger alert,
Period.
yeah, some suicidal tendencies and whatnot,
Yeah.
and getting help and getting therapy, getting a therapist, and being able to open up and talk to somebody about that.
Yeah.
So I wrote that song about that experience,
Yeah.
and that is an extremely impactful song, from what I can tell with the listener. That's
Yeah.
"On the Run" and "Therapy" are the two songs that like are complete opposites of each other,
Yeah.
but those are the two songs that I get the most feedback from.
Gotcha.
So
So, Preacher Prak is a wellness. I was saying it's a spiritual wellness space, and it it does highlight the dark nature within all of us, and instead we want to emphasize on the beautiful spirit, the brighter spirit in us, because both of those do exist within all of us. And in your two tracks that you just mentioned, the outlaw one is almost free. It's exercising their will spirit, their free will.
mhm.
They know who they are, and then the one, the therapy one is struggling with it, but it's all part of the inner self, right? It's all
Yeah,
part of your inner self.
100%.
And would you said that COVID was a time. A lot of people have mixed feelings about COVID. Some will say the world shut down for them. Some will say that was the moment when they realized like things. I'm gonna turn things around.
Mhm.
For you, it was depressive, but in hindsight, would you say that was a turning point for you?
It was a turning point, but it was a hard turning point, one that I didn't see coming. Lots of things happened during COVID, and the crazy part is, for the two like traumatic experiences that I went through, well, three actually. So one, I almost died from COVID.
You got it. You got
Yeah,
the first
I
round.
got the very first
Jeez,
round
yeah, yeah.
before they had anything for it. It
And
was
the first
like,
round was pretty harsh.
yep,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, you're in the hospital. We're gonna make a decision if we put you in a ventilator or not. If we put you in a ventilator, you might not come off.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Were
I'm
you on
like,
the ventilator?
no, thank God.
Are you a
no,
smoker?
I vape. But yeah, it was very scary. It's touch and go because my oxygen just kept dropping, kept dropping, kept dropping.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't breathe. They put me on like oxygen masks. They put me on treatments, and the doctor, because I wasn't able to talk, I couldn't talk, and the doctor was like, "Hey," he walked in a spacesuit, and he's like, "We're gonna try, some injections, some steroids to help open up your throat so you can breathe and help your lungs." And then he said, "If that doesn't work, we're gonna call your emergency contacts and let them know that, things are going downhill." But luckily, thankfully,
It worked.
those work, and that was traumatic.
Were you conscious of your thoughts at the time?
100%, absolutely.
And your health was so that. What were you thinking? God, just give me another day.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die here. I don't want to die alone.
Yeah.
At that time, nobody could come and see you at the hospital.
Yeah.
It was just me and the doctor, and they would leave the room. So I'd be, they'd watch me through the glass, and like there was nobody.
Who's in your support system?
I'm sorry.
Who's in your support system?
Oh, best friend, my mom. Like I have kids, my children. So, but I couldn't talk to them. I couldn't see them.
Yeah.
So that was traumatic. And then I was in a long-term relationship at that time that I thought was going great and amazing.
Yeah.
And then that stopped. And then my dad died. Like this all happened.
Were you
around
close to
the
your
same time.
pops?
Yeah, we've had a turbulent relationship ish,
Natural. Yeah.
but it's still, it's still something that just I didn't expect. He wasn't like
Yeah.
sick or anything. He just,
Yeah.
died from a heart attack out of nowhere, and that was
Yeah.
really hard. So I had those three things happen during COVID,
Doing that.
and it was all within a few months of each other.
Yeesh, yeah, yeah.
Like as soon as I got better from COVID, I didn't even get to see my dad
Yeah.
when he died. So that was rough, and then the fiance left, and then
The
it just
fiance. Okay,
yeah.
wow,
So
okay.
it was just a really rough time, and I
And so
was
you
like,
were in this very dark period and you seeked therapy?
I did. I seek prayer. I'm a believer. So
Yeah.
I seek prayer, and I pray to God like keep me alive. Like I survived COVID, and survived all this bad stuff just for me to quote unquote take myself out. Like I can't go out like
That's what's up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
that. And
it's a prayer, but you also like talking to yourself, you know?
yeah, it was rough, and you know I got pulled out of it, and for the longest time, especially like in the black community, and as a male, therapy. If you go see a therapist, you're crazy. You're crazy. What's wrong with you? Why do you gotta go? It's not looked upon, or at least it wasn't
Yeah.
for the longest time favorable. And I had to fight that stigma of like, man, I gotta go see the therapist.
Who like suggested it to you?
I had talked to a few people. I can't remember on hand, but a couple of people. I just Googled.
And you were
I
like,
needed to
yeah,
talk to a
yeah.
therapist, and I did, and it helped a lot. There was a lot of things that I thought I knew about.
Was it a lot of talk therapy or was it?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots of talk therapy, lots of just me getting things out and me coming to like realizations. Like I would say something, my therapist would ask me a question that I'd never been asked before. Like
Was it like a lot of hearing your inner monologue out loud with somebody?
yeah, for the most part, yeah. She was like, you gotta learn how to love yourself.
I was just gonna ask
And
you,
I
are
was
you
like-
mean to yourself?
And I was
Yeah.
like, what does that mean?
Self-compassion.
She's like, love yourself. I was like, I don't understand.
Yeah,
What do you mean? Like, I love
self-compassion.
people. I love my girlfriend. I love my friends, my
No.
family, my kids. They're like, she's like, no, you. How do you love yourself? And I was like,
You
I
don't.
lost
Yeah.
it because I never really thought about that before. And it's still a struggle every now and then to like really get in tune and understand like loving yourself. And I was very mean to myself too.
Now that you hear your inner monologue.
Oh man, it was very destructive and very bad. Like I've struggled with like weight my whole life,
Yeah.
and I got to a point like I was just like especially after the fiance left, and I was like, she loves you because you're fat, and you're gross, and nobody really loves you. They don't love what you can provide or do for them.
Yeah.
I was just saying all these negative
Things,
things
yeah.
to myself, and I didn't realize like that was doing some damage. It's interesting, people can hurt you. They can.
You.
But
Yeah.
nobody on this planet can hurt you as bad as you can.
Wow. And that is a big realization. Yeah, I'm glad.
You are your best friend, and you are also your worst enemy, and nobody knows you better than you. And that's a daily fight.
Yeah.
Something that you have to daily, even like in this conversation. I'm glad we're having it because it's refreshing and reminding me, like, hey, bro.
Yeah. So at Preach with Prak, there's a particular methodology called Rise and Shine to Your Purpose, or Rasta, that I try to focus on. And there's one particular pillar, which is called honesty and self-compassion. And I found myself writing or showing that when we are kind to ourselves, it's actually a sign of bravery.
Yeah, it is.
It's a sign of bravery because you're willing to, look at yourself and evaluate yourself and give yourself grace, if anything.
Which is hard sometimes. It's like the hardest thing in the world sometimes. Like, I'm an extrovert, right? I'm a go-getter. I'm very, especially when it comes down to
You
following
just
my
said,
dreams.
yeah.
I am non-stop. Like, I'm hammering away. I'm always trying to push things to the limit. And when things don't work out exactly how I want it to, I have a bad habit of being down on myself. You didn't do enough. You didn't do it right.
Rather than saying, what about the effort you put in?
Yeah, exactly. You credit for trying.
Yeah.
And for me, with certain things, trying was not good enough.
Yeah.
Stop trying and start doing. But it's okay to fail. It's okay when you don't always succeed.
Yeah.
Sometimes it really does have nothing to do with you. You can do everything right and still fail. but be proud of the intent. And that's what therapy has brought me to. And even now, I get disappointed over certain things. I got some disappointing news the other day. And I was like, man. But I thought about it for a second. I was like, you know what? That's okay that particular thing didn't work out.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine because there's other avenues that I can go with to get to where I'm trying to go to.
Yeah.
That just means that particular thing was not for me.
Yeah.
And that's hard to accept sometimes.
And the other one I'm learning to accept, the other idea I've heard is part of the acceptance is this is where you are today.
Yeah.
Whether you dislike it, like even with the weight management, the cycle of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I lose weight, I gain weight, I lose weight, and it's so disappointing. But part of that acceptance was, but this is where you are today. To accept that the shirt didn't fit, or
Yeah.
this is what you look like in the mirror. And the guy, the way he presented it, he said, when you accept that,
Mm-hmm.
it actually will help you to move on to step two, rather than you say, blah, blah, blah. Like rather than you running away from that feeling or that thought. When you take that moment to say, well, yeah, or when I find myself, for me, because they have this GLP-1 out and all this stuff out right now. But I know where the issue of overeating for me comes. When I'm either when my emotions, go either excited or even sad.
It's emotions and dopamine. Like
The dopamine
dopamine is a
rush. Yeah,
real,
that's been talked about right
it's
now.
a real thing. It's crazy. Like people don't understand. Like I don't like watching TV without eating. Like I don't. I can't sit in front of a TV. I can't go to the movies and not eat. If there's a TV and I'm
Because that's
watching
part of your site. Yeah,
I have to eat something, which is okay. It's not bad to eat something.
But that is part of your cycle of nature. Yeah.
Yep, it depends on what it is that you're eating. Is the trick.
Carrot sticks, I heard, instead of cheese balls.
Yeah, that part. I've been doing that a lot lately. Like yesterday, I was watching TV and all I had access to was a veggie tray.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I want some chips and cookies or something. I punished those vegetables, and you know what? My body was better for it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, this whole GLP-1 that's being offered and so on and so forth. It's there, but it's taking care of. Why is it that I find myself giving into those?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I find myself, when the emotions go up and down, like dopamine goes up and down? Why do I resort to that?
Yeah.
Is what I would prefer to solve rather than fixing it like a band-aid with this other options. Is what I sort of want to attain, and since I involve mind and spirit into my life in other avenues.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I'm like, well, why don't I take upon this on a mind and spirit type of avenue? And somehow it's been sort of, I had to hear my inner monologue as well, because I'm trying to do this influencer space, and you want to look a certain way because everybody else looks a certain way. Like same thing you said about your fiance, she probably would have preferred you look a certain way. And then you just shit on yourself, and then you don't. Yeah.
And it took me a while to realize it had nothing to do with the way I looked at it. But that is and I'll go a step deeper. That's like a scapegoat that I created for myself to not deal with the accountability. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now there's some communication issues there. But that's
that's a whole different chapter.
But I will say I created, and our brains will do that sometimes when we don't get an answer or we don't get the specifics of what we need. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, the lack of closure drove me crazy. Yeah. But when you don't get what you want as far as the answers, your brain will start filling in the blanks. Yeah. It'll fill it up with something that is completely fabricated. But that's what your brain does.
You gotta have to accept that was how it ended.
Yeah.
Without closure during this really hard period, and that was the reality of it. And just accepting it. Yeah. Okay. So that became a song therapy. So you definitely evolved in terms of, your building yourself, your foundation, because now you're writing tracks about free will and being an outlaw. So talk about after COVID or the last few years. How have you metamorphosed, or what has changed in your life that has given birth to this free will person? Free will like fantasy, right? Because our imagination is an output of where we are in life.
Well, I will say that I think I've developed and grown a lot more as far as helping people from a genuine place. Helping to part of me being on stage is a distraction sometimes, and I think that's part of therapy, right? I think if you're having a bad day, what do? You go home, you put on your favorite TV show, right, for an hour because like, man, work is crazy. I don't even think about
Yeah.
it. I want to watch my favorite show for an hour. Well, it's a distraction. It's not necessarily a bad thing,
You're numbing.
but you need
You're numbing
something.
yourself. Yeah.
I kind of feel like I provide this like entertaining storytelling, just this ball of emotion for the listener and the viewer to distract themselves from whatever bad crap they're going through. You know,
Yeah.
and I think that's important. I think like through my growth as an artist, an entertainer, and as a person, I realize that's important.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just your therapist. Like you need your therapist. You need whatever spiritual belief you have. You know, regardless of what religion, even if it's just energy, even if it's yourself.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you believe in. But you need all these parts. I don't think it should be one specific thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I believe like where I play a role as an entertainer is like you come to see my show. No matter how bad life sucks,
Yeah.
for this 45 minutes or whatever, I'm gonna make you not really think about that. Or if you think about what's going on in your life during my set, hopefully I'm helping you get through.
That's what I find myself saying when people come to open mics, is because they have some awareness of their thoughts that they are a storyteller, right? And that's why they find themselves committing to this space because you realize that your storytelling is probably releases or relieves the listeners from their own reality, from their mundane reality, right?
Yeah.
Because your fantasy world that you create for the 45 minutes is a relief, and you realize that should not your purpose per se, but that's the path of your purpose that you realize.
Yeah,
You,
absolutely.
yeah.
And while they're receiving that therapy or distraction, I'm getting therapy by telling it. You know, and I didn't realize that until I started performing my song therapy. I almost cry every time I perform the song because it's a hard song to get through.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, I didn't want to write that song. Like I fought really hard not to like write it and record it and release it.
And what genre is that one in?
Therapy is hip hop, like it's a rap,
Are you rapping it? Okay.
but
Do
it's
you have a chorus to it?
yes.
Give it real quick. Just,
So
just a
it's
chorus.
I think I need to take another second and breathe. What's inside of you is inside of me. Yeah. But it's saying it says I think I need to take another second and breathe. What's inside of you is inside of me. Therapy, and then I rap. So, but when I'm rapping that story, I'm literally taking you through the motions in my head of what I was going through
Right.
from like A to Z, and it's rough. But I realized like doing that every time I play that song, it appeals to somebody in the audience. It always
Yeah.
does.
I mean, just hearing it right now, like I'm like, yeah,
But
because
while
you
I'm
get, yeah.
yeah, but while I'm performing it, I'm going through therapy in that moment.
Man.
And it's deep because it's like you're getting it as a listener,
Yeah.
and then I'm getting it as a patient.
You're like
Performing.
living those words out. You're like,
In that exact moment. And when that hit me, I was like, oh shit, I have to keep doing this song. Like I have to.
when I practice my little monologue that I have to go on stage and do, yeah, I feel the words, but the anxiety before it just blocks me. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, it's not about you. It's about what the words mean. It's about why you're doing this. But that fear, man, that fear is so scary. And you were saying it too, yeah.
It is, but I will tell you this: the
How
second I hit the stage and that first note starts,
Yeah.
it all goes away.
Okay.
It's like being on a roller coaster, for me at least.
Yeah,
Getting all the way
yeah.
to the top, you're freaking out, and then once that thing goes down, there's nothing you can do.
There you go.
You just gotta go for the ride. You're like, it's the fun part, yay!
Yeah.
You know, that's what I feel like before I get on stage. I'm like,
Okay, so wait, that is therapy, but then this person, this free will or born to
on the run.
on the run.
On the run. Yeah, it was just completely random.
What is this fantasy character?
So he doesn't have a name, but he's an outlaw, right? He's been in trouble his whole life, running from the cops, in and out of jail. He's on drugs, so he beats how can I say this? A lady of the night, and
Like his partner in crime.
yeah, well, I would say his partner, just
Yeah.
lady making some money out on the street, and he wanted a good time for the night, and she steals his drugs.
Oh no. Okay.
And he gets upset about that, and he causes her some harm.
Yeah.
And then he's running from the cops, find out like, oh man, he just, tried to kill this prostitute. you know, we've been looking for this guy for a long time, and we finally think we got him,
Yeah.
and he's running from the cops, and I'm not going to tell you what happens.
Uh,
But it's a very the video. Look up, watch the video. It's
she's a mischief one. She's mischief, and he's trying to vindicate himself.
I wouldn't say that. He's just all around bad guy. But
Is he?
Yeah, he's a bad guy. So,
Okay.
but,
Okay, gotcha. He's an outlaw.
he's a
All right.
outlaw.
So where may listeners find Outlaw and Therapy? Where are you on the social
I
media
am on
music streets?
YouTube, Awesome RayRay Music,
Okay.
and then I'm on Instagram, Awesome RayRay Music, Facebook, Awesome RayRay, TikTok, Awesome RayRay Music,
All right.
on Spotify, all that stuff. Everywhere that you listen to music,
You're there. All right. Um, any questions for me before we, you know?
How can I support the page and support you through your journey?
Thank you.
I think what you're doing is extremely important. And when you get on a spiritual level, it gets deep. And it's not easy for artists to just, oh yeah, let me tell you about my spiritual struggles and journeys and problems. As much as we like, that's my camera, right? As much as we like to portray that we are artists and we are deep and we're this and this, it's hard for us to really talk about it.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah. I have I'll be coming out with a show where I can't alone do the show. But what we just did, what we just talked about, our inner monologue, our daily routine, because our purpose is built on our daily routine. How we treat ourselves on a daily basis is what makes up our life. It's not like something new, you know. It's something that's built on our everyday. So I'm looking forward to building a show so we can continue to have such a dialogue. Because imagine you talking about the way your fiance, if one of them resonated with me, and then fiance could probably resonate with somebody else, you know. So, that's if people could. I have a website, futureprak.com. If people could, once the show is on board, participate with me on that show, whether online or come to Crescendo and do it. I'm gonna have a fixed time for it and just sit down and
Well, I'll tell you what,
it's
I'll
a
make you a
therapeutic
deal.
movement.
I will absolutely promote. I have a podcast too.
Sure
And it's
thing.
called the On the Run Podcast.
You
So
went with that side.
I'll
Yeah.
absolutely give you a shout out.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you and good luck to
Same
you
here.
on your journey. I'm so glad you have metamorphosed from that COVID
Yeah,
period.
it was rough, man.
Yeah.
Got through it.
Yeah,
Here.
glad you're a good member of society. You're a good dad. I can already tell. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Nice
so much
to
for
meet you.
having me. I
Sure
appreciate
thing.
it.
Yeah.